Hello, colleagues. So, up to this point, I would have showed you how to create the various classes, mixed class or the homeroom class, how to add persons to the mixed class or the homeroom class after you would have already created it. I would have also showed you how to remove persons from the mixed class and the homeroom class if, let's say, for example, you don't teach those particular persons. I would have also showed you how to import the information to the LMS. But as we get closer to the reporting period, we would have a few new persons here for persons who would have not known how to actually do the attendance um, and punctuality portion on the system. So in this particular video, I'm going to show you how you would mark the attendance on the system. So on the task, we're going to select attendance. Each form teacher would have been told by now which class they would have been in charge of. So first and foremost, in the event where your form class does not show up automatically on the system, you just come to this drop down arrow right here, you select your class. Under week, you're going to select which week you are actually marking the attendance for. So once you do that, you will realize that this space would now become populated. So these would be all the students that are actually in 8th faith. So by taking a look at this, you realize that only 5 days, the 5 days for the week are actually being displayed here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But under each day, you realize that both an AM and a PM section is being represented there. So what the system actually requires of you, just like with your normal register, you would mark a child present, absent, late, or in some cases when the person goes out to represent the school as being excused, you are being required to mark both sessions or both time of the day, whether it be the AM session, the morning session, or the afternoon session for each day on the system. You can actually do so by one of two means. You can manually go through, put where the child was absent, click one time absent comes up, click two times late comes up, click three times E for excuse comes up, click four times present comes up. Now when you click it for the fifth time, it goes back to the blank section. But I know for a fact that it is not possible for you to go through to do 5 days per week and then do both the morning and the afternoon session. And in addition to that, for like this class, there are 45 persons in the class. It's not going to be possible for you to do it all of 45 times 5 times 2. That is going to be a little bit excessive. So luckily enough, the system actually has an autofill function. So it prevents you from doing all of that a couple hundred times. So what we're going to do, we are going to select fill task. So if you notice, a little dialog box comes up. What this does is going to ask us which day of the week we actually want to fill. So let's say we want to do Monday only, we can select Monday. So we can just autofill the information for Monday for all the students at the same time. Or what we can do, we can select all. So what this will do for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we can fill in all the information for that entire week at the same time. So we select all. So beneath that, there is session. So for the session, what this is asking if it is the morning session, the AM, or if it's the afternoon session, the PM, or if you want to do both the morning and afternoon at the same time. So we want to do both morning and afternoon at the same time. So we're going to select AM/PM. And then it asks us to select a status. So on the status, we have the present, the late, the excused, absent, or the blank that is already there. So seeing that on any given week, majority of persons would be present, what we're going to do is we're going to select present. And I will show you what exactly this will look like and explain everything as we go along. So we select present and we're going to select apply. So if you notice, all the days, all morning and afternoon sessions would be populated for everybody with present, because as I said, majority of persons will be present almost every day of the week. But let's say, for example, that this particular child was late on Monday. All we have to do now is just go through and select late for him. Let's say, for example, he was late again on Friday. We just go through and we select late. So let's say that this child, Gaia, was actually present for majority of the time during the week, but in the afternoon session, his parent came for him because they had an appointment at the eye doctor or another doctor or wherever. They had an appointment, so they came to pick up the child. The child was present for the morning session, but the child was absent for the afternoon session. So we just go through and we select absent. Let's say that this child, Johnson, went out to represent the school for a function. The child would have been present, but wasn't really at school. So we put excuse. So we want to do another week. So we come back here and we select week 2. That's from the 7th of September to the 11th of September. So we select week 2. So we want to do the autofill function again. So we select fill task. We select all. We select AM/PM. We select present. We're going to select apply. So if you notice, all days of the week, both morning and afternoon session, everybody was present. But let's say on Wednesday, for some reason or another, everybody in that class was late. I don't know why, I don't know what happened. But instead of going through all the class and selecting late for everybody, I can just easily select back the autofill function. For I will select Wednesday on the day of the week, but because I don't want to select both the AM and the PM session for Wednesday. They were only late for the morning session. I'm going to change the session to AM for the status because everybody was late on that day. I'm going to select late. But this is the important part because we would have already entered present there for Wednesday if I was just supposed to go ahead and press apply. Nothing will change. Let's see what happens. So I pressed apply, nothing is happening. But what exactly is causing that? If you notice, there is the word overwrite right here with a checkbox. So because present is already there and I want to overwrite that information to put in late for everybody, I have to select that checkbox. Then I press apply. So if you notice there in the background, all the present for the morning section of Wednesday has now changed over to late. So in the event where there's anybody else or one or two persons that would have been late or would have been absent, you can now go through to select absent for that particular individual for that day, or you can go ahead and put late. But another piece of important information, I don't know if you guys have been taking note of these little red triangle that is actually there at the top of each column. But once you're seeing these red triangles, that means the information is not being saved. So if you are supposed to move from week 2 to go to another week, or in the case of week 1 that we would have completed, because we did not press the save button, that information is going to be lost. So to prevent that from happening, it is recommended that you press the save button. So take note for me please that as I press the save button, you will see all of those triangles disappearing. If I were to use the autosave function instead, what this would do is as I work, the information would save by itself. But let me warn you though, in the case where your internet connection is not one of the fastest ones, it will slow down the operation of your computer and it will prevent you from moving forward for a while the information is being saved. So I would highly recommend that you press the save button as you go on ahead. Alright, so that's it for this video.